Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use my new extension Save Object. This is the UI script by default: Save button, Add category, Delete category, Import and Backup categories. You can add the default package to the extension by this button. The default package is next to the downloaded file. Okay, and the default package is Edit. Titles, shapes, and the UI is responsive. Alright, I create a new category and name it my projects. Now I want to save this composition. This composition has several layers, PNG footage, audio file, and other layers. Let me return to the original composition. Okay, limit work area duration to save the video preview and adjust CTI for thumbnail image. Then click the save button, enter a name, Kinetic for example. Do you want to collect fonts? Yes, to collecting fonts. Alright, our composition was saved with a video preview. I create a new project. Okay, and apply this item. The saved composition imports to the timeline. By right-click on the object, we can able to delete, rename, edit source, set thumbnail for create new preview, and open location for view project and contents in Explorer. All footages is here: images, sounds, and the fonts you use, and you can install them later. Let me go back to my project, and now I want to save this composition, a story for Instagram. If I select the composition without selecting any layers, the composition will be saved. I limit the work area duration for video preview and adjust TCI, and click the save button, enter a name. Yes, collect fonts, and the composition will be saved. So I want to save these two layers, two text layers, fitness. Select a layer, and you can use region of interest just to limit the preview area, and click the save button, enter a name, title, and yes, collect fonts. Yes, layers saved. I create a new project and try it. Layers import into the timeline without any extra layers. Let me go back, and now I want to save this lower third. Adjust the CTI and select the pre-compose and click save button. Enter a name and yes, collect fonts, and it saved. I create a new project, new composition, and I import the saved object and trim it here I want to import another one here. Click on it again and change position. And now I want to change its contents. For example, background color, maybe blue. Let's go back to the main composition, but as you can see, both precomps have changed, but I don't want to change the other one. For this purpose, I delete my layers and import again. If you hold down the Ctrl key on the keyboard and click on the Save Objects, a new object will be added to the project. Let me make some changes. Widget color and maybe the title to ascripts.com and go back. As you can see, that's alright. And also by right click on saved object and click edit source, you can open saved project and change it. I made some changes and okay, and save project. Let's go back and for create a new preview, adjust the TCI and for carrier duration and click on the set thumbnail for create a new video preview. Okay. If you select a text layer and Ctrl click on the save button, the font will be saved. I change the font and Ctrl click again, change font, Ctrl click and maybe the other one. And now you can toggle between the saved fonts. And if open location, you can see that font. In this case, I want to save these markers. Select the layer and Ctrl click on the save button. Enter a name, for example, markers 1. Okay, and the markers will be saved. Now I can select my layer and apply markers. Yes. I go undo and you can edit source to modify the markers. For example, name, time, duration and all property. You can add markers, for example, time 8 and name 4. And you can add comment and click save button and you can see the comment on tooltip text, and when you click it, the markers will be added on the selected layers. In this case, I have two objects. Yes, but one of them has expression. I want to save this expression. Select the property and Ctrl click on save button, enter a name, for example bounce 1. Okay, the expression will be saved. Yes, and I can use it for my properties. Select the property and apply it. Yes, you can modify the expression, for example decrease the gravity and save button and apply it and see a result. In this case, I have this animation. I put on some essential expressions on your default package that you can use them. For example, I use it. For this case, select my property, position property, and apply it. Yes. Alright. You can modify the expression and change the comment. Okay. You can manually save your expression with a shift click on the save button. A name, for example, wiggle. My codes here, and comments, for example, wiggle expression, and save as expression, and expression was saved, and you can apply it on your properties. Yes, and also modify your expression. I shift click on the save button for save JSX file, name for JSX alert, and my code alert hello, and comments say hello, and save JSX file. My JSX file was saved, and we can run it and modify the source, for example, hello, save and run it again. Yes. In this case, I want to save mask. Solid has a mask property. I select the mask property and control click on the save button, enter name mask1. Okay, my mask was saved, and I create a new solid and apply my mask on it. And okay, yes, go back and right click and edit source, and we can see all properties such as vertices, tangents, and other values, and scale, rotation, and offset. I have a scale element and save, apply it again, and the mask scale is changed. Here we have two moving objects with different speeds. Go to graph editor and see the speeds. For save interpolation, I select properties, select keyframes, and control click on the save button. Enter a name, for example, speed 1. Okay, my interpolation saved. 2 keyframes, and 2-dimensional type. 2 keyframes that was saved. Okay, I select the keyframes of the next layer and apply it, and the speed of the object became to the same speed. And by edit source, we can see all properties and modify them. Okay, I close it and go to the next composition. In this case, as before, I have two moving objects with different speeds, and I want save this speed graph. Select keyframes and control click on save button, enter name speed 2. Okay, my interpolation was saved. 3D type and 2 keyframes. I select keyframes of next layers and apply it. Yes. Okay. I have some footage on this composition, and one of them has some effects. I want to save this effects as a preset, so I select effect properties and limit work area duration to 1 frame because I don't want video preview for this object, and add a new category, my preset. Okay, and control click on the save button to save preset. Enter a name, color correction 1. Okay, my preset saved. I change color saturation and again save preset. CC2 save. Okay, it's saved and I can toggle between saved presets. I select other layers and apply preset. Okay, I put some transitions in the default package that you can use them on your projects. Put the CTI between two layers and go to the transitions category and choose your transition. For example, if it has a marker when you save the transition, it syncs with the CTI when it's applied. And a transition for these layers and the other one for here. In the next sample, I have a title animation that has some effects here, some animators with expressions and keyframes. I want to save them as a preset. I set the work area duration and CTI and select animators and effects and control click on the save button to save the preset. A name, for example, text preset. Okay, my preset will be saved. Okay, for a cleaner preview, I use region of interest, limit the area and right click, set thumbnail, and a new preview created. I delete my layer and add a text layer. Save objects. And apply my preset. Yes. You can import your own templates by this button and export packages by this button. I click on import button and I have a title template on my computer that contains AEP files and GIF files for preview. I will find the folder. Yes, and OK. This folder is not a save objects pack. OK, yes, continue. And my template, add it. And I can use them on my project. For example, I select this object and import it. Okay, the next sample is a text preset template that contains presets and GIF files for preview. I have already imported these folders. I create a text layer for try it, motion codes, and apply this preset. Yes. And the next folder is a preset template that contains MP4 files for preview. Its extension supports many formats for use in preview. The next sample is an Instagram story that contains two folders, one folder for preview, GIF files, and the other one for projects. I imported them before. Okay. And the next template has 1000 vector objects that contains many categories, and each category contains many objects that each object contains AEP and GIF file. I imported them before too, and I can use them on my projects. You can bookmark your objects, yes, and search it on here. For example, I search car and import in my timeline. You can import your audio, video, and images. For example, this template has sound effects, slide preview, and you can import it on your timeline. Yes. And video files, footages. I create a new composition, okay, and import a background, maybe this background, and lock it. Add a title animation, maybe this, okay. I open AE codes category and run trigger on precomps expression. This script adds two markers on the precomp and two markers inside the precomp. I have to adjust end marker to outro animation time. Here, go back to the main composition, okay. And now I'm able to control intro and outro animation. I want to change fonts. I open the font category. When a pre-compose is selected and you change its font, all fonts of the layers inside the pre-compose will change. Okay, let me change the style of the text. Yes, it's very good. I want to add a text layer here. Save objects. And change the font. Okay, and add a gradient. By default, effects are added and previous effects are not removed. If you want to remove previous effects, use Ctrl-click on preset. Ctrl-click. Yes, the previous effects are removed. Now I want to add animation preset. Set the CTI for starting animation time and click here preset. I don't need auto animation, then I trim it. I open the shapes category and search button and add a button to my timeline. And also pointer and add mouse pointer. The button is responsive and when the cursor is over on it, the style changes. And also for scale property. I duplicate the button, another here, and duplicate again. Okay. I can change the caption, compositions, okay, and this button may be layers, and for this presets. Okay. I go to position property and click stopwatch and start to change the position of the pointer. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, change the position, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and maybe this position for here, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and take it off the screen. Now I change position path by curve handles. Okay. Select all keyframes. For change interpolation, go to a speed graph category and change interpolation. Now I set keyframes for clicking condition. 2 frames later 50%, 2 frames later add a keyframe, 2 frames later 100%. Now I go to AE codes and run repeat to marker expression, and before it I have to select keyframes and run the expression. I have a click here, add a marker, and here, and the next marker is here. Now I save markers by Ctrl click on save button and the name for it markers. Okay, my markers saved and I can use them later. I go to shape category, shape here, and search a splash. Yes, and import it to my timeline. Okay, change the position on my cursor and parent it to my pointer layer. Select all keyframes and add repeat to marker Okay, also add the marker that I saved before. Okay. I import a music for background. It's okay. And search for mouse click. Mouse click, yes. And import it. And add repeat to marker. And marker 2. Okay. Now I create a text layer here. And run marker to text preset. I modify my saved marker and change offset frames to 3. And add markers. And change their comments, save compositions for this marker. Yes. It's very good. And add a gradient. And for the next marker, change comments. And the next marker, change to. I want to add a transition here. I go to transition category and add this transition. It's okay. Yes, and I enable the background music. Thanks for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it.